Okay, sorry for being slightly out. I was checking out a couple of things and searching for a bit of a reference on her hair just to make sure that it looks more or less like hers. Like, it has a bit of a characteristic style despite it being short and pretty usual, you know? But there's like a lot of little hairs on it, and I don't know if I should add them. So I was sort of looking at the reference to figure it out. Obviously, a lot of these things sometimes are due to the style of the show or whatever it is that you're drawing. If it's a realistic, because it's a portrait of someone, then obviously with a realistic style, so you'll have to adapt and such. But yeah, it's good to keep an eye on references to make sure that what you're drawing feels how it should feel. I don't like that. I think I'm gonna stop fighting with it and just leave it as it is. Sometimes it's just better to leave it and don't overthink it too much. Okay. Not exactly sure what this was when I draw it, but I'm gonna erase it because I don't like how that looks now. So I'm not exactly in love with how that looks, but it's gonna be very far away, and I don't think anyone will notice the little details that are bothering me right now. which sometimes just come from staring at it for too long, basically. Also, I think that the fact that we only see one side of her hair where it's too big doesn't really help either, because it feels like there's nothing over here. Okay, let's start with her clothes now. Okay, hoodie on. I'm going over some of these lines because I don't want the hair to look like it is less important than the clothes. And as you can see, the clothes do have a heavier line art. And weight is really, really important when it comes to these things. The weight of the lines. Because it draws your eye. If it is thicker or if it is too thin, it just helps draw your eye across the screen or the drawing. There's a lot more detail in this clothes than what I'm used to draw, so I'm just trying to find all the little details and add them to the composition so nothing's missing. I'm really doubting about how to approach this part over here. Um, it's just that the jacket seems to have a seam over here, but also seems to be quite large. So maybe this shouldn't go this down. This up, I mean. So I feel like this should go like this, but I'm not exactly sure if it does justice to the real shape of the jacket. She has a little thing over here in this arm, and I don't know what it is. Still there is this triangular shape. So I'm gonna indicate that. And then this arm is still wrinkled because she has her sleeves pulled up. So I'm adding a lot of little wrinkles over here as well. I'm basically not really erasing over here or undoing much because I want the shapes to be organic, and I mean, if there's one little mistake is okay. So I'm basically going with the flow with the shapes. And unless there's something that looks really, really unnatural, I'm keeping it. I'm quickly trying to find a photo where I can see the thing on her arm better. It's like a patch. Okay. I don't have enough detail for the patch. I just can't find it, but it's sort of shaped like this. So I'm just gonna do it like this. And you can't really see that much of this detail. So I'm just gonna quickly draw what I see in the reference I have here. It seems to have something like this. There's like stitches. And there's something in the middle that I can't really see, so I'm just gonna do a scribble. And that's how you draw the things that you don't see. I'm gonna leave the arms for later and keep working on the clothes now that I'm somehow concentrated on that. Most of the images she's straight on, so we don't really see, but supposedly she has a white shirt underneath. And as she's sort of like in an angle, I think we will see it in this angle. So I'm gonna work as if we did. And this will be the white shirt she has underneath. I'm not gonna add any detail because I really can't see anything in the photos that I find, but it's there, so. I want to work on this belt first. So this belt has a lot of things on top of each other, so I'm just going to draw the initial shape now, and I'm going to add the rest of the things later. If there's anything you can't see, just make it up. I'm pretty sure that you can see enough just to make up something that will, look good enough. A lot of the people too don't really appreciate all of these details. Like when you're watching a show, do you really think that someone is looking at exactly the shape of her belt. I'm pretty sure no one even noticed certain details of her belt. I know because this happens to me too. Like, I really didn't notice what was exactly going on over here. I just watched the show, you know? So, take into account that people don't really see as many details as we do when we're working with a reference. And just go with the flow. Nothing's gonna happen. They're not gonna notice. They're not gonna know. Okay, so there's like sort of a shape doing this over here. And I'm gonna do it like this. I feel like there's something here as well, but I'm gonna ignore it because I really can't see anything there. So I'm just gonna pretend that it's not there. Okay, so we have that, and now I'm gonna put over the little things that go like this. Well, I think I should work on this shape first. Wait. Okay. Okay, so I already have the general shape of the trousers there. I'm gonna move it down so it's all together. And I'm gonna add the things, the belt or whatever it is that she has over there. Okay, so she has right here this thing that's grabbing this belt thingy, whatever it is. And you can erase this later, it's okay. It's just that a lot of times I go and erase it as I go because it confuses me a bit and I don't really see if the shapes of the lines are exactly as I want them, so sometimes I go back like that. Okay. There's some markings on this belt, and I don't know what they are. I can't really see. So I'm not sure. I think I'm just gonna make some shapes. And that's all. Okay, and we finished that bit of mess that she has over there, and after all, I don't think this part is gonna be as hard. The next part, I mean. Now, it's a bit confusing this part of her because she has boots, but also she seems to have something over her pants, and it's really confusing because I couldn't find a proper picture of that. And I think I had a cosplay picture saved somewhere. Let me try and find it because I'm gonna need it now. Basically, opening every reference that I have around. Okay, I found a reference where the boots and all are a bit more visible, so I'm going to use that. There. She has a little pocket over here, but I don't think you will see it in this angle, so I'm going to just ignore it. Also, I'm not really feeling much like drawing it, really. Don't overdo the wrinkles when it comes to clothes. You need to add some wrinkles, don't get me wrong. But a lot of times I feel like we overdo them just a bit because we see them, but that doesn't mean that you have to add every single one of them. Like, I mean, in spaces like this where she clearly has her sleeve pushed up, then yes. But, you know, in things like this, it's just not, there's not that many wrinkles over there, you know? So it seems like she has something tied here. I really can't exactly make sense of what's going on there, though. Also, because in my drawing, her leg is in a bit of an angle. I'm not exactly sure if I'm capturing it correctly, as I should. But oh well, we're trying. So I think in the picture references that I have right now in front of me, she's also actually lifting her calf a bit, her heel. So I think it will look really similar to here. That's why exactly I can't see any of this part. I'm just gonna add a lot of wrinkles over here and make do with this. Okay, this is an important point. I erased that line Now because I didn't like it, because I think it was a bit more obvious for the boot to fall over there, but because it will look really odd if my boot ended up exactly on this point. It will create a sort of uncomfortable shape there. I don't know if you can see it, but usually that's sort of an unspoken rule when you're doing line art, is just try to avoid lines that end up in the same part, you know, like just if the boot ended up here, it will look odd, you know? It looks much better if the boot ends it like there. Just the same as this. Okay, I'm not really good at shoes, so I'm gonna try to make the best of this. I'm gonna try to keep it really simple and focus on the shapes better. Okay, I don't love it, but I don't hate it. So I think it's gonna stay like this. I'm actually thinking about, I don't know, cutting down the, as if she's sort of curling up there. I don't know if that will look right. Oh, I think it looks better, so let's keep it. Okay, moving on to the next leg. So didn't like that line. As I expected, this drawing is taking me much longer than I initially thought. Like, I already thought that it's gonna take me, a long time when I started and when I thought about it. But I hope that it wasn't going to take me that long. I needed to have it done for the convention that I have in a couple of weeks, so I'm hoping I can finish it up this week. So I might be streaming out a few times this week, so you can see the process. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm moving along pretty fast, but it's not as fast as I would like, to keep up with everything, because I do need to make merch from all of these that I'm doing, and it's just there's not a lot of time left. The bad thing too is that I need to finish this drawing to make a few more merch, but also there's a few other products and things that I will do that depend on this one. So for example, I'm thinking about making some surprise packages for this convention that I haven't done before, and I want to include the merchandise that I'm going to be doing of these in these surprise packages. So I'm waiting for that to make those surprise packages that could have been done for, really a longer time. They could have been already done and packaged and all of that. I can't believe that I'm almost done with this one. With the clothes, I mean, I'm still far from it being done in general. I'm honestly considering changing the shape of this feet to match my reference, so it's just easier to capture. So she will be something like this. I don't know if it's gonna be too unnatural. I don't feel like it makes sense for her to be in this position. Though I didn't dislike how it looked, I felt like it wasn't really right for her to be like that. Shoes are definitely not my strong suit. I don't feel like this looks anything like it should. But to be honest, I don't really know how to shape it really. Someone should study shoes. Initially, I considered leaving them without shoes, like just as if they were barefoot, but it just didn't seem to make sense. Okay, so she has a broken foot, obviously, because what is this angle even? I'm gonna erase all of that, and I'm gonna draw it again. So according to this, let me just quickly make a doodle. Her feet should be, so this is her leg. This is her calf, more or less. And her feet should be somehow in that direction. So okay, not like this. Something like this, I think. So this is obviously just something for me to imagine it better. But I think it helped. So let's see if I can draw her boot over here. Sorry, this might be with a shoe. You know, this is what it is. It's a bit frustrating because every time I end that part, it's like I realize another mistake and something that could be better. But the thing is, I don't think I'm fixing anything at all. So it's a bit more than fixing. Okay, so this part should be smaller, I think. I think I'm doing it way too big. And I'm gonna do this because I can't barely see what I'm drawing anymore. It bothers me so because I'm sort of seeing how it should be, but it doesn't look anything like this. I don't know. I'm thinking about moving on to another part and doing it later. Then another thing is, I just thought that this part, this feet, will look good enough here. Let's see. Oh, me estoy peleando aquí con el pie. Hacerle. Bueno, creo que lo voy a dejar ahora porque me estoy frustrando yo sola. I think I'm gonna try to find a reference later. See if I can get a review how it should be because it's frustrating me. Okay, let's move on to the arms. Let's do this as the shoes. Yes. For shortening on the arms, so let's hope I don't mess it up. I'm drawing the shape and then I'm gonna add the bandages. I'm sort of gonna imagine the bandages really, because I can't see them exactly and it's just nonsense really. They're bandages. In case of doubt, always pose yours, because sí, nada, te saludé y esto es para la convención que tengo ahora en breve, la Japan Weekend. Estoy básicamente haciendo fanart de la serie esta que está de moda. Más que nada porque la gente que va a estas cosas básicamente compra fanart de pelis y series favoritas y normalmente la última siempre bien. La última era Loki. Millones de Lokis en la convención. Y ahora me imagino que es bastante popular también. Eso espero. Estuve en septiembre y lo malo de estas cosas es que hay mucha gente que le encanta todo, pero no te compra. Ya sabes, de puestos ya a veces cuando llegan al tuyo ya no tienen ni dinero. Así que bueno, a ver si sale bien. Un poquito mejor esta. Es la vez que voy a una convención un poco verde. Pero poquito a poco. Pues tengo a Wacom Cintiq 16. Una de las más baratitas de la pantalla. He usado varias, la que más me gusta por ahora. Estuve durante un tiempo usando que no tienen pantalla, pero se nota un montón, sobre todo para dibujar. Aunque bueno, para todo, para editar, porque estoy editando fotos para mis clases de fotografía, muchas tampoco es que yo sepa. Tablet de estas con pantalla. El otro día me dijeron lo mismo. No sé si te comento por si acaso. Es que no sé, porque retransmito en HD y el otro día me dijeron también que no lo veían muy bien. Pero claro, a mí me viene mejor retransmitir y eso para luego el vídeo de mejor calidad. Vaya. Pues realmente no, estoy aún... Se va, no sé. Igual le cuesta más cuando hablo al detectar el micro, no sé. Ni idea, la verdad. Vaya. También es que al final el ordenador está con bastantes cosas. La tableta de streaming le cuesta un pelín. Me pregunto si va mejor ahora que he silenciado la música. Porque igual es que está haciendo algo raro entre cambiar la música y el audio del micro. Hostia, pues será eso. Pues de eso, qué fuerte. A ver, es que mi ordenador... A ver, puede ser actualizado, pero malo no es. Para lo que lo uso y eso. Ya, pues no sé. No sé también si puede ser del programa o un poco de todo, la verdad. Pues no lo sé, tendré pruebas técnicas. A ver qué pasa. A ver, de todos modos, estaba probando hacer streaming momentáneamente, pero si veo que me gusta, pues igual mejoro la gráfica o yo qué sé. Le preguntaré a mi novio para que me lo actualice. Y a ver si va mejor. es el problema, pero también lo que yo pensé es que al final yo me paso muchas horas sentada dibujando, ¿qué más me da estar transmitiendo, ¿sabes? Pero paciencia hay que tenerlo con todo, para dibujar, para YouTube, etcétera. Y también lo que pensé fue igual que lo puedo luego subir a YouTube y tal, así que por probar no pierdo nada. Es eso, al final, pues, ¿qué de horas me puede costar hacer esto? Igual estoy 8 o 9 horas, que retransmita 5 o 6 de ellas y ya tengo un stream para 2 o 3 días. Tendría que ponerme más constante, tal vez, de intentar retransmitir varios días a la semana o algo así. Pero bueno, ya organizaré algo, a ver. Sí, claro, es que cuesta mucho. Encima yo llevo años realmente en las redes sociales y tal, pero cada vez va a peor las redes sociales. Y estuve muchos años ahí que subí un montón de seguidores y de todo, pero ahora se nota que hay mucha saturación y cuesta un montón subir de seguidores y de todo. Por eso también me he metido en las convenciones, porque se nota que también hay mucho público que viene de ahí. Así. Pero claro, es todo mucho. Necesitas mucho tiempo realmente para acumular los suficientes seguidores y todo esto. Vaya que mal. Vale, hasta luego. Muchas gracias por pasarte. really should approach the tattoos because I really can't see them in any of the references. But I know they're there, so I should do them. Okay, and that's by almost finished except the food. I hate the food. So about the tattoos, I don't know if I should just make them up. It's just I have pictures where I can see them, but I can't understand what's going on there. Like I just see random shapes. So I don't know, maybe I should just... I think this is the wrong arm. Okay. Funny how I'm just doing random shapes and they don't even look that well. That good. And it sort of works. I'm gonna keep them these transparent though. Because I don't really know, you know. I don't even know if I should keep them in another layer. Yeah, I'll keep it here. Okay, so we have Vi over here, already finished. I'm thinking about taking it off. I don't know how I have it here. Yeah, I think I'm gonna deactivate the sketch under her so I can see it a bit more clearly. Oh, not there. There. Let's see. Yep, I like it better that way. This way looks much better. I'm still looking at the fate. I'm thinking if I should or shouldn't jump ahead and work on it. Or just avoid it completely. For now, I mean, I'm not saying I will leave it there. Is that sometimes when you're feeling like you're stuck, it's better just to leave it until later, you know? I'm thinking. Okay, one last attempt because I'm just stubborn like that. I'm thinking that maybe if I drew it like this. Okay. This shape more or less. That I might like it better. For two reasons. One is a bit more different than the other shape. So maybe it will be easier on the eyes. And then for the second reason is just that it seems like it makes sense in the shape that she's in to have her feet like this. If I don't hate it, I'm gonna leave it because I would rather just leave it than keep fighting with it. Okay. I don't hate it. I don't know if it's too small. See how funny sometimes things like these are? I was fighting before with it for like 20 minutes and I couldn't get it done. And now I just flip the canvas. Well, I turn the canvas away a bit and look at it, and suddenly I saw the shape that I needed to make it work. And it also works because her leg is in a bit of an angle, sort of. So it sort of works to have her feet in this position, even though she's sort of floating. But it seems like it works. Yay, we have the second food. Okay, and we've been going at it for almost 2 hours, so I don't know. I think I'm gonna leave it here. I would rather work on Jinx next time because I'm feeling a bit tired of all the details and all the deciphering how the clothes work and all of that. So I'm thinking about, I think it will be better. Also because it will help to see this with fresh eyes and see if it needs any more adjustments. Like for example, right now I'm thinking that it might look like her legs are too short. Then also there's some foreshortening here, so I don't know if it's just my impression. So this is why sometimes it helps to leave it there and come back to it tomorrow. It's already a bit late, so I think I'll rather do that. Okay, so I think I might be back tomorrow and work on Jinx and maybe fix any of the mistakes if I see some in Vi. And if we finish Jinx, I think we might finish her sooner because actually she has a lot less clothes. She has a bit of a mess over here as well. I don't know why these characters wear so many belts, but yeah, I don't know. I think that it might be better, but I think it might be faster. Sorry, I lost my train of thoughts there. To work on Jinx for some reason because there's really very little here There's, I think she was wearing gloves, I'm not sure. I'll have to look it up. And there's really like the trousers are very simple. The boots, I think I have the shape better figured out than this one's. So I'm hoping it will be easier. Maybe the braids might take a bit longer. I don't know, but overall, I think it works. I found a lot of references for the boots. Luckily, not not like in Vike's case. So I think it might be easier this way. By the way, I don't know if you want to see it a bit closer. Let me give you a close up. I know you've seen me working on it, but you know, with the line art cleaned up and all. So this is how it looks. And this is just Jink's face over there. Looks a bit all like just floating there, but yeah. Okay. I'll see you on the next time, maybe tomorrow, maybe not. I'm hoping that tomorrow, but you never know. So I hope you guys had fun watching me draw this, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye!